Memphis Success, episode 28 with Clarrisa Joy.
Learn to appreciate whatever happens. Meaning, if you expect, 50 people to show up in 25 show, you should treat those 25 as if it's 200.
Yes.
So when they see that your heart is still in it, your passion is still, driving you, that's when people can appreciate it. That's when, you see the bubble effect and things begin to really grow and blossom.
Want to be successful in business? Listen to Memphis Success, the voice of Memphis entrepreneurs. Be prepared to be challenged and inspired to dream big and take immediate action now.
This episode is sponsored by Cheers Creative, a local creative agency right here in the Mid-South. And their motto is clear messaging plus great design creates trackable results. Right now, they're offering for free their brand journal. So I just encourage you to visit cheerscreative.com, sign up to receive this free brand journal, and you will be amazed. So guys, let's go ahead and get to the show. Memphis Go-Getters, welcome to Memphis Success, the voice of Memphis entrepreneurs, where your success is Memphis Success. Hello, I'm your host, Darnell Reed, and I interview local entrepreneurs right here in the Mid-South to share their story, to inspire and challenge you to pursue your dreams. Today, I'm excited to have Miss Clarrisa Joy. Now, Clarrisa is a motivational speaker, business coach, and a vision strategist that helps you propel to excel. She shares transparent experiences and tips while posing introspective challenges that get you thinking and taking actions. Now, guys, she's a servant of Christ, a mother to a sweet daughter. She's a leader within a Fortune 500 corporation. She's an inspirational writer. She also has two amazing books: Want Your Own Business While You Work? Success is Waiting for You. And she's also the founder of Clarrisa Joy, Inc. Now, Miss Clarrisa, how are you doing today?
Hey, Darnell, I am awesome today.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that you're on the show. I've been following you, watching all of the episodes that you've been putting out on Periscope and Facebook Live, and just seeing the tremendous growth in what you are doing. And you share tons of wisdom and knowledge. And look, I know you are a Memphian, and so I always like to kick off our show with this question. What is the first thing that normally comes to your mind when you just think about Memphis and entrepreneurship?
Oh, wow. Yes, I am a Memphian and I love my city. The first thing that comes to my mind is probably creativity. Whether you are downtown or midtown or anywhere in the city, you always can see so much creativity from Memphians, whether it's shops, salons, art places. We have so many creative entrepreneurs here in the city.
Oh, yeah, we definitely do. I think it's amazing just all the things and the activities that we have going on right here in the Mid-South. And, I believe you're one of those creative people, and that's why I definitely, have you on the show. So, look, I know I just gave a real brief introduction of you, but when you're out and about and people ask you, what do? How do you normally explain it to them?
Well, that's a good question. I try to make it very simple. And I always say that I help entrepreneurs experience next level success, no matter how long they've been in business, how short of a time they've been in business, or even what industries they may play in. I help them get to that next level.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, like I was mentioning earlier, I mean, you've been putting out amazing content through your Facebook Live as well as through your Periscopes. And, you definitely have your challenges that you have for people. And, you normally have your pointers, clearly laid out. And so there always are fruitful discussions and things that, people can always take away from it. And so what I like to do is if we can just go back
Okay.
before you started this. And, if you can just take us back to that time when you really decided to take that leap of faith to become an entrepreneur and what was really going on in your life at that time.
Okay. Well, if I go back, I really believe that our purpose is really birthed through our passion. And believe it or not, we do our purpose for free. We're excited about it. It's those things that we do naturally that people don't have to beg us to do. And before you know it, that's kind of where I was. So I was already coaching, mentoring, helping people out in business, being asked questions. And another thing, people typically see our gifts in us before we even see them.
Oh, yeah, I
So I,
believe
I
that.
was just exactly right. So I was doing that. And, it dawned on me. I said, wait a minute. I'm already doing, what my purpose is, which is to help entrepreneurs. So where I was at that time, I was really just pushed out there by friends that said, Clarrisa, you've been doing this for years. Why not just solidify it into your own coaching and entrepreneurial business? And I thought, okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, I totally agree when you were saying how, it's so easy to see what someone else should be doing, but then it's
hmm
hard for us to see it. And then we need somebody else to give us, that encouragement as well
Right.
to recognize, what our purpose is and what our gifts are and to go out and do that. So it sounds like you had somebody in your corner that kind of helped champion you to push you out there to do that.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Two very, very good friends that just said, Clarissa, you've got to do this. You got to do it.
Well, yeah, that's definitely great, and just to kind of step back as well. I mean, you've been everywhere. Recently, I know you were on the news, sharing your story,
hmm
and just the things that you've been doing through Facebook and to Periscope. So if you can just kind of share, how were you able just to kind of evolve to that point of getting recognized as well as starting to use social media to really get your message out there?
Okay. So I have a coach as well. I always tell people that don't follow people that tell you to do something that they won't do. So I'm asking people, encouraging people to have a coach. So I have a coach as well. And my business coach, she's one of the ones that really pushed me as well and said, sometimes we look for the opportunities, to really get ourselves out there. And sometimes we put more effort and more energy into getting out there than just doing what we do. So, for example, the news opportunity that came about because I hosted an event in January, and someone from the station saw the event because I, had a quick live stream on Periscope from the event, and they saw that stream and they thought, "Wow, look at what she's doing." And I was contacted and asked to be on the My Empire show, and that's how it came to be. So I didn't really, look for that opportunity. But again, if we really put our energy into our businesses, our passion, our purpose, those opportunities begin to find us.
Yeah, I totally agree. When you just focus on doing what you're supposed to do, then those
hmm
doors will start to open. People will start to be attracted, to what you are doing. And
hmm
you won't have to go out and try to get all of that. It will start to
Right.
come to you because you're focused on doing what you're supposed to be doing for your business. So, I mean, that's definitely great. That's awesome story. I know if people wanted to check out that interview, I guess where can people find is that still on your website or on your Facebook
Um,
page?
it can be found on my Facebook business page, just searching for Clarissa Joy. It also is on. I have it as my pinned post on Twitter as well. Same handle, Clarissa Joy there. So I have that in both of those places.
Okay, awesome. Just to dig a little deeper, in the beginning, we had talked about you being a mother, and I just been following what you've been doing, and so also you've kind of, I guess, tagged or coined the phrase corporatepreneur.
Okay.
So can you just talk a little bit about being a corporatepreneur and just how you manage your whole schedule?
Sure. What I was finding is one question that I always get from clients is, how do I know when it's the right time to leave my job? And, I've heard from some clients, that work with people that say, well, I've always been told that I can't be successful unless I do it full time. And that's just not the truth. There are many, many entrepreneurs that still work full time jobs. So you're right. I coined the phrase corpreneur because if you work for a corporation or even a business, you're trying to do both. You want to work your full time or part time job as well as be an entrepreneur. So with that, I try to encourage people to find the balance, to organize, to plan so that you can have the best of both worlds. For some entrepreneurs, they'll never be, 100% entrepreneurs because they may really love the job that they're working. But again, it's a personal decision. So until that time, and being a corepreneur, that's the book that I wrote, how to be successful in it, really great tips, fundamental things to be successful at that. As I said, is really organizing. That's how I do. I can't, as you said, do anything successfully if I don't plan. So having a calendar, making sure that I live by my calendar. If something comes up, someone asks me if I'm available for something. Most people that know me, the first thing I'm doing is getting out my phone to look at my calendar, because that there's never enough hours in the day, right?
Right.
So having your calendar, being very organized and just intentional about your day, because if you're not intentional about it, before you know it, the entire day is gone.
Mm.
Planning, of course, is also very important. Having those milestones that, what are the goals that you want to achieve, because again, if you don't have the goals, before you know it, another year has gone by and you really haven't been able to do some of the things that were in your heart to complete within that year.
Right, right,
So
right.
that's kind of how I do it for my business.
Okay, awesome. Well, I mean, I think that's just so valuable of what you're saying is planning, having your calendar, planning out your day. I mean, that's just so very key if you want to stay on task and to accomplish your goals. I think also another point that you had brought out about, working your job and as well as, having your business. And just my personal belief in that is before leaving your job, you want to make sure that that business is something that's really working. Are you able
Absolutely.
to, at the end of the day, are you able to make money to, pay your expenses? And so, and then also you just want to make sure that the idea works. And so I think it's good to, if you can, maintain your current job as well as try to work their side business to see if it's something that's truly viable and to make happen. So, I know for our Memphis go-getters who are out there listening to this episode, it is possible to work your job, but then, those times that you're off from work, that you are able to, focus on your side business. Some people may work 9 to 5. So, hey, 6 o'clock to midnight, you may need to be, working on your side business or on the weekends. So there are ways to maintain your regular job as well as you building your business. And then just with social media, the internet, the capabilities are much easier nowadays. I always say a lot of times people make entrepreneurship just look so rosy. And make it look so easy. But look, we know as business owners getting started, we're faced with a lot of challenges. So, can you just tell me a story of just one of your biggest challenges or disappointments when you got started as a business owner? And how were you able to overcome it and just bounce back from it?
Oh, sure. So early on, one challenge that I faced was um, experiencing people not holding true to their word. So I was planning an event, and people had told me that they were going to do this, they were going to participate, but when it came down to it, many weren't there, right? Many didn't hold true to their word. And with that, it was a very, very valuable lesson that I learned in experiencing that, and just really knowing and understanding that even within that situation, there was something for me to learn. And there was something that I could do better for the next event, for the next occasion. So, with that, again, like you said, it can always look rosy when things work out, when things come together as they should. But there are lots of things that happen that aren't rosy that many people never get to see. So, that was one big challenge is how do you keep going even when you've been disappointed? And, what do you do when people that you're depending on maybe don't pull their end? So, being an entrepreneur, some will say it's a lonely road.
Right.
Because as you're trying and as you're going, we always have to remember that no one else is as excited as we are. So we have to remember to maintain that momentum, that drive, and tenacity, and continue, forging on.
Right, right. No, I totally agree. As a business owner, I guess it kind of reminds me of a phrase where people say, you see the glory, but you don't know the story.
That's right. That's right.
You see all this, but you don't know some of the
Right.
challenges
You
and
see the
things.
large event, but you don't know how many small events, before the large event.
Right. So facing those disappointments, in that particular situation, I guess you were saying the main takeaway is just to be able to continue to keep your momentum and just keep rolling.
Yeah, you have to. You have to keep going. And you also have to learn to appreciate whatever happens.
Mm,
Meaning, if you expect, I don't know, 50 people to show up in 25 show, you should treat those 25 as if it's 200, you
yes.
know? So when they see that your heart is still in it, your passion is still, driving you, that's when people can appreciate it. That's when, you see the bubble effect and things begin to really grow and blossom. Sometimes, of course, when we get disappointed, we somewhat take for granted those that do show up, those that
Mm,
do, hold their end of the bargain and really help, and they're there to support. So even in that, right, my learning thing was appreciate those that came. Instead of focusing on the negative, highlight the good. Something good happened. And to
right.
really be able to just rechannel my thoughts, even in the midst of disappointment.
Yeah, I love excuse me, I love the point that you just said where, hey, you were expecting, say, 50 people to show up, 25 people showed up, but you treat those 25 like it was 1,000 people,
Absolutely.
in that audience. And man, I believe by doing that, those 25 people will become your evangelists. They will
Right.
appreciate it, and it's going to take your business to another level. So, I mean, that's an awesome point right there, Clarrisa. That's definitely an awesome point. So, just to move forward, I have what I call our big shift moment in our business, the big shift moment in our business. So, I know you've been, out there putting your content out there, using the social media platforms, but what was that one thing that you feel has really just helped shift your business to another level?
Believe it or not, I really believe that one thing has been Periscope. Periscope is it's a social media platform, video content that allows you to reach, people all over. So I felt that was really the big break between, being able to help and provide services to my local community. But now on by being on Periscope, I've been able to reach and to help and to service people outside of my local area. And also by being able to build a true community, where people trust you, people are looking forward to you. Many of my viewers, I know their names, their family, they'll email me stories, about they took something that I said and how it impacted their lives. So there's really a sense of community. So again, I really feel like that big one of the big turning points in my business was the use of Periscope.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, I can say, just listening and watching some of your episodes, how you engage with your listeners, and you're saying hi to them as they join, and
Hmm.
it definitely feels like you have built a community of people that and at least have connected with, and they're
Right.
truly listening to what you're saying, and it's definitely impacting their lives. So you would say Periscope has really just helped explode your business and help you get out there in a bigger way.
It has. It has.
Okay.
From some of the people that I've met through there, I've been able to have to be invited to different places outside, of my local area, just through those connections and relationships.
Okay, awesome. That's a good deal. So let me ask you this with the Periscope. Now this is on a technology question.
Okay.
So normally when I watch you, you got Periscope going and Facebook Live.
Yes.
And I guess, I'm a little old, so back in the day you used to have Betamax and VHS tapes. And
Uh-huh.
so, and I remember in business school, they talked about the wars of those two technologies at that time. And so it seems like we're kind of living through that right now with Facebook and Periscope. So, just from a technology and your own personal opinion, do you foresee Periscope fading away and people more focusing on Facebook Live, or that you think it's both going to be the same, or just what's your general thoughts about that?
That is a great question. I find while the platforms are similar in functionality, the user base is different. You have more people on Periscope from a business aspect, really looking for information that they can use in their lives or in their businesses. Whereas Facebook Live, you have more people that know you that may join your Facebook Live broadcast versus, the versatility of the people that are going to be on your Periscope app. So I don't really foresee Periscope going away. They've built an awesome platform. They've also been flexible and made updates as users have given them feedback. They're I just don't, and now in just a year they have over 9 million users.
Wow.
Periscope has been the fastest growing social media platform than any other, including Facebook. So I don't see Periscope going away anytime soon.
All right. Well, time will tell, but that's definitely awesome. And, I think I never really thought about those two perspectives that you just shared about Periscope being more business related, where Facebook Live is more friends who may know you. So, no, thank you for that insight. That's definitely great. And we definitely will see.
Okay.
So just the next group of questions, I call this our, what's going on in our business. So I know you got a lot going on, like you shared earlier, but what's that one thing that you're just most excited about today in your business?
Oh gosh, that one thing do I have to just limit it to one?
Okay. I'm gonna make an
Oh,
exception.
well, gosh, one thing. Um, one thing that I'm really excited about, it has not been released yet. Next month, I'm releasing a new book. It's going to really help and propel a different target of individuals from my previous book, for entrepreneurs. And I'm just so excited about that, in the finalization stage. So that's one thing that it's bubbling inside. People
Hmm.
haven't seen it or heard about it just yet. I will release it next month, but that's my internal excitement. Now, the
Okay.
thing that is external that people have heard about that I'm very, very excited about is my I Excel in Life online course. That course is now being mapped. We've had 2 cycles so far of that course, and in the previous, it was an 8-week course that entrepreneurs would do online, and we have a community and coaching sessions. So how that course has really, exploded people's businesses and lives and changed their mindset when it comes to using their passion, and then, walking in their purpose and then profiting from that. So that's something that I'm always excited about. So getting ready for cycle 3 of the I Excel in Life online course for entrepreneurs. Totally excited about that.
And can you tell our audience members if they want to get involved with that course, how can they find out
Sure.
more about it?
Sure, they can just go to the website, clarissajoy.com, click on I Excel, or they can enter clarissajoy.com/I Excel. Either way, all of the information is there. The modules that we cover within the course is there. Some testimonials from some of the business owners that have participated in the course. It's all there on the website.
Awesome. So Memphis Go Getters, if you visit memphissuccess.com and look for Clarrisa Joy in the show notes page, we will have links to her website as well as to her course. And I encourage you guys to definitely look into it. So, I mean, that's amazing what you're doing with the new book coming out. I know you already had your 2 other books, and so you got this new book coming out as well as with your course that you have out there. So that is definitely amazing, Clarrisa, and keep on doing it. So,
Thank you.
so, as business owners, sometimes we get caught up just thinking about tactical things and just short-term activities in our business. But from a long-term perspective, say 3 or 5 years out, what is your vision for your business?
Oh, wow. So the vision for my business is to really continue exploding and reaching people through speaking. I absolutely love to speak. Believe it or not, I was originally a shy girl. So I've come out of that a bit. But I just love being able to reach people by speaking. So I'm hoping to do more of that within, like you said, my long-term goal on a very consistent basis, as well as the coaching as well. I want to continue to coach clients. So just, taking it up a notch, increasing the client base, increasing engagements. That is my goal for the business.
Okay, awesome. Now, do you mind speaking a little bit more? I know you mentioned the books as well as your course, but can you talk more about your coaching and just how that works?
Okay, sure. So I offer one-on-one coaching with clients. I have a list of different questions and topics that are pretty much the general things that I'm typically asked about on my website. Again, clarissajoy.com. You just click on coaching, and we do one-on-one hour sessions. You can have as many sessions as you like, as few as you like. You can come in with specific questions. I also do in coaching social reviews. I found that many people don't know how their social media presence should look. If it's effective, if what they're conveying matches the brand that they would like others to see. So I do hands-on social reviews as well. But the coaching really is tailor-made for the customer, the client's need for their business. So some clients have questions about the financial back end side of it. Some clients have questions about branding or marketing or their communications plan or, reaching a larger audience. So again, it's really just custom for the question, for the area of challenge that the client may be having. And we hone in and really address that specific thing. And we talk through it. And I provide examples and also resources in addition to the coaching that we're doing as well.
Well, awesome. I love the idea of it being customized to that person's need versus some cookie cutter approach.
Oh, no.
So that's
Oh,
definitely great to hear. All right, awesome. Well, Clarrisa, I call this our lightning round of questions. And so the first question is this. Was anything holding you back from becoming an entrepreneur?
of course, my own self. We're always our worst critic. We're so hard on ourselves. And then, always saying, oh, it's not the right time.
Right.
I'll wait until this. I'll wait until my child is a certain age. I'll wait until I finish this or that. So it was just really myself.
Mm. And then I guess like you talked about earlier, someone pushed you or
Right.
or encouraged you to go ahead and step out there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, awesome. So, I know you're a motivational speaker, but what do you read, watch, or listen to that keeps you inspired and motivated?
Ooh, okay. So it's a combination of things. I have my favorite people on Periscope that are also coaches that I love to listen to. I also like to read. I have a good friend, and we'll share different titles that we've both read, and I'll go out and get it, and he'll go out and get it. So I like to read different books, not any one particular author. I just like all types of leadership books. I also love to hear the inspirational stories of how people have transformed their lives. That's always motivating for me. So, and then I also probably try to attend once or twice a year a workshop or a retreat, even myself, just to be refueled.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. So, who are just some of the few people that you normally would maybe check out on Periscope?
Okay, so one of my favorites is Nicole Walters. She calls herself Scopra. She's a very, very funny business lady, and she always encourages about monetizing for your business and whatever it is that you're providing. So I love watching her. I also love to watch Felix Anderson. He does a show in the mornings called Wake Your Successful Self Up. So he's always pushing and priming and motivating and encouraging as well. Those have got to be my two favorites.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that. And Memphis Go Getters, go to memphissuccess.com and we will look for Clarrisa Joy, and we will have a link to several of the resources that she is stating on our show. Now, one last question in our lightning round. What online website or application or tool that helps you be more productive?
Sure. There's an app that I always share with my clients. It's called Focus, and it really helps you to block out distractions. Even for those that aren't really into apps, you always can do the Do Not Disturb feature on your cell phone. I love to block out chunks of time to really be productive. So that's basically it.
Focus. Okay. And yeah, I've never heard that application, so I'm definitely gonna have to check it out. I know for me, I think that's so valuable just to shut off social media sometimes.
Yes, yes. I tell people when you don't see me online posted, it means I've got something brewing.
Right. Okay, so the last question in our lightning round is this, and I call this one of my tougher questions. It is, if you had $100, and the $100 really represents time to spend to be a successful entrepreneur, how would you invest this money/time? And then there are 4 areas where you could invest this money. The first area is leadership. The second area is hustle. The third area is education. And the fourth is networking. So how would you spend that money?
Oh, wow, that's tough. So leadership, networking, education, and what was the fourth?
Hustle.
Hustle. That's a good one. I probably would invest. That is a very good question. I probably would invest, let's say, on the networking side, I probably would invest 20% or $20 of
Okay.
the $100. And then on education, I would probably invest 30% or $30
Okay.
of the $100. So I've got 50 left.
Right.
And then leadership and networking, let's see, I would invest $20 in leadership and the remaining $30 in networking. No, I would flip that. I would do $30 in leadership and $20 in networking.
So if you can just kind of break down your thoughts, in those areas of being an entrepreneur, and the real purpose of the question is really, for those who are starting out and trying to get started, where would they need to focus their attention in their time?
I would say education number one. The big driver of any business is content. Doesn't matter how you display the content, but you have to know your business. You have to know the industry. You have to know the market, what customers want, what's available, what's not available. And that's what really builds your confidence. Of course, that's a question clients always have, is about building confidence and being able to really influence. And I've learned just personally that confidence really comes through knowing. When you know what you're talking about, when you are the number one advocate for yourself, for your business, that speaks volumes. And as you said earlier in the show, that's what attracts people. So I would say education, and people, especially when you get to a place. That's why I answered earlier. I still like to go to retreats and workshops myself. So I'm never going to be at a point where I stop learning. I want to continue learning. I don't want to get stale. I want to stay, cutting edge and advanced. And that all is part of education.
But yeah, I definitely agree. You do have to continue to, as they say, sharpen your saw. And take that time to continue to educate yourself, retool. And I love the point that you were saying that, you continue to invest in coaching yourself as well as attending industry events so you can continue to learn. I truly believe that the most important investment that you ever make is into yourself, and continue to educate yourself. So thank you for that response. And Clarrisa, as we wrap up this show, I always have to ask our guests this number one question. What does Memphis success mean to you?
Oh, wow. Memphis success means to me, it's not a certain level. It's not an exact dollar figure, but it's when you have the internal satisfaction and happiness, when you're happy with what you're doing, when you're satisfied to be able to benefit someone's life through a product, even through a service, if you're service based. That's Memphis success to me. That's when you've reached that point of true happiness and satisfaction by offering whatever your business provides. That's when you're successful.
Awesome. I really appreciate you being on this show, Clarrisa. One other thing, can you tell my audience how they can learn more about you and your business?
Okay, sure. So my website is ClarrisaJoy.com. You can find me on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, as well as Instagram. You can just search for Clarrisa Joy, and I'm very responsive on either of those mediums. You also can email me. Anyone still like the snail mail? I still do email. I get emails all the time, and I love reading the emails from followers and viewers. My email address is Clarrisa@ClarrisaJoy.com.
Also, Memphis Go-Getters, what an amazing interview with Clarrisa Joy. She dropped tons of nuggets on this show. I really appreciate her being on this show and just sharing her story with us. Remember, visit memphissuccess.com. Look for Clarrisa Joy, and we will have all the links to her websites, to her courses, to her books, and so much more information on the show notes page for this episode. Remember, sign up, become a Memphis Go-Getter. Stay updated when the latest show comes out, some of the blog releases that we have. Remember, guys, Memphis Go-Getters, you know what to do. Dream big, take action, and make money.
Thank you for listening to Memphis Success, the voice of Memphis entrepreneurs. Sign up now at memphissuccess.com to become a Memphis Go-Getter and receive all the latest information and free gifts. Because your success is Memphis Success.